Assalamu alaikum dear researchers. In this video I am going to compare SMART PLS3 on the left side with SMART PLS4 on the right side. This video is going to be helpful for those researchers who want to upgrade from SMART PLS3 to SMART PLS4 because this time there is quite some difference in the interface and there are some many new features that are offered by SMART PLS4. But Smart PLS has been in existence since 2015 and a lot of people are very used to work on this type of interface. So they will find it very convenient to switch to Smart PLS4 after watching this particular tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm not going to go into details of some different features. I will be mostly focused on what are the differences between the two versions of the software. So let's start by creating a new project and importing data. Here you can click on the new project button, write down the name. The project is created. You can also do that by click on the file menu and new project. Double click to import the data. Okay, only option is a CSV file that we're going to import. So we import the CSV file, same name, okay, press, and this is how you import the data. You can see the raw files here. You can see the indicator correlation and other characteristics of the indicators over here. For Smart PLS4, the option new project name interface is different, but it's the same option. You just click on the new project, you write down the name, demo, create, and you can also select from the files new project option. Okay, to import data, you click on the import data file button. Here the difference that you can note is that we also are getting the option for importing the SAV file. So unlike Smart PLS3, in Smart PLS4 we can import CSV, SAV and other types of file as well. The options you can see is like TXT file, XLS, XLSX kind of file. So I'm again choosing the CSV file here, click open. So unlike Smart PLS3, we have also option to change the data types of the file. So for example, gender is binary, or I know it's binary. Designation is considered as metric file. Metric data, I can change it to ordinal, right? Because Smart PLS3 likes to work with metric, so I suppose most of the time it by default chooses multiple options data as a metric file. So click on the import button. You can also treat the missing values here. If you want to put in some marker value for the missing value, you can put it over here, but I'm leaving it as empty and click the import button. So when you click the import button, you can see that we have got this option once again to see the indicators, the correlations between the indicators and the raw data file. We can also see here. We can also export back this file to Excel or CSV. This option was not available in PLS3. So how to create a path model? In Smart PLS3, we just simply click on this demo or whatever the name of that file and we can start making or drawing a path model. In 4, we have to press the back button, right? And then we have to click on this particular option to create a model. Since Smart PLS3 only offers the PLS algorithm, but Smart PLS4 offers PLS-SEM, regression, process, and CB-SEM. So we have to first make choice that what type of model we want to create. I am going to create a PLS-SEM model. Write down the name, demo 1, save, and I'll get the space, the empty space to create a model over here. Unlike Smart PLS3, the model, a default model was already created and we can just draw in the empty space. If you want to create a new model, you click on the button, create a new path model, demo 2, give it a name. If here I want to create a new path model, I again have to press the back button, right click, a new PLS model, new regression model, new process model, new CB-SEM model. So a lot of new options, lot of new analysis options are given in Smart PLS4. Okay, again I'm going to choose a PLS option, write down the name PLS-SEM demo 2. So this is how I can create a new model. Want to delete, just right click and delete the resource. That path option will be deleted. Want to delete here, obviously the delete button is available. Now let us see how we can create a path model. First let me maximize this window. This was Smart PLS3. You had the indicators on your left hand side. You can pick up the indicators. For example, in my case, I'm just going to draw a simple path model. Job satisfaction is an outcome. Want to create this outcome. Okay, rename this job satisfaction. Okay, you want to move the indicators. You have the option on the right hand side to align the indicators, to move the indicators left, right, top, bottom, change the color, to change the themes. So you can change different type of theme. For example, I want to move to black and white, I can apply that to black and white and something like that, right? And I'm also going to choose some exogenous variables. Okay, let me choose this coworker support as, okay, managerial support and coworker support as exogenous variables. Give them the name coworker support, right? And here managerial support, managerial support. Okay, and then this was how we used to draw. Okay, I will going to connect these variables here using the connect button at the top, and this is how my model is basically. uh, okay, I'm just going to select the default thing. So this is how I build a model in smart pls3. Now let's see how we do it in smart pls4. For smart pls4, let me maximize it here. I double click on the path model option. Now you see the interface is a bit different, but still we can see the indicators on the left hand side. Okay, so what was my dependent or endogenous variable was job satisfaction. I'm going to choose these four indicators. So by default, it is giving me a name selected from the indicators name. This was not in Smart PLS3. We had to give a name ourselves, but I want to change the name. It allows me to change the name, job satisfaction. I can write it like this, press the enter, and similarly, the latent variable is constructed over here. Okay, the exogenous or the independent variables. Okay, so let me replicate the same model here. Managerial support, going to choose the same name. Coworker support, going to choose the default name over here. You want to change the indicators directions, you have the option over here. The option was a bit different. The buttons were a bit different in smart pls3. Let me show you what was the difference in smart pls3. We have these buttons to change the indicators direction. Choose the select option. So if I want to choose indicators bottom to the top, these buttons are going to be very helpful. And here we have these indicators buttons like this. So I want to connect. Okay, let me connect them. So we have the connect button over here. We also have lots of shortcut keys. I can use Alt3 to pick up the connect option. And for the select option, I think the default key is Alt1. So Alt3, you can connect, Alt1, R2, and like this, right? So this was how we make the path model in Smart PLS4, and it's not as different as in Smart PLS3, but still there are some differences that I have mentioned here. A very interesting feature I found in the interface, which is actually a difference in both versions, is that in Smart PLS 3, basically, if you see, I choose the select option, we can easily move these constructs on the screen, right? Okay, we don't have that option to align them, but we do have some kind of option to align them over here. Like, we want to align these these constructs. I can just use this button to align them, right? I'm not getting those shadowy things over here. And if I'm moving this construct, the arrow is actually cutting the name of the construct, right? Okay, in Smart PLS4, there's a very interesting option that you can move the names of the variables. This is something I find quite interesting, because previously when you used to copy paste these diagrams into our research papers, uh, this was very annoying that our names of the variables could only be placed at the bottom, but now they can be placed at the top as well. So if I move it to the top, see, I can do it like this. So instead of placing at the bottom where it may be cut by the arrows, I can move it at the top. This is an interesting thing. But if I look at the toolbar on the right hand side, I found very a bit less options, right? For example, if I wanna, okay, we can color the constructs here. We can change the borders. If I select this shape, I can, okay, the coloring option is still available, but can I do it for all of these ones at once? Let me see. Only blue and black. We can change at once. So where are the rest of the colors? Okay, if I've selected one by one, then I have the option to change the color. Okay, if I select it like this, multiple selection is done by the shift button. Okay, so we do have the option to change the border. We do have the option to change the shape. So these options are still available, but this option of moving the names of the the labels of the constructs and the labels of, I guess, the items, we can do some kind of you know uh, editing with items as well. So you find quite a bit difference in the toolbar for Smart PLS4 and toolbar for Smart PLS3. Maybe this is a bit more advanced and looks a bit more simpler. Let me move it to the default by using the control Z button. Now what about analysis? I'm going to compare the analysis of PLS algorithm only and bootstrapping, right? So what we used to do that in Smart PLS3, we had the option of calculate. So we used to use this menu to calculate PLS algorithm bootstrapping. We also had this option to calculate in this toolbar, right? We used calculate PLS algorithm and bootstrapping. If I press this PLS algorithm button, we can see these options like path, maximum iterations, and advanced settings as well. We can choose from here. Just press the start calculation button and we used to get this results like this. We want to see the report, click on the report button. You want to change the options of whatever values are shown on this path model, right? For example, the outer weights or outer loadings, what you want to see. The construct should tell us about the AVE values or CR values or Cronbach alpha values. You can change the option here. Or you are interested to see a report, so you can see the report here. In the report, as you can see that all these tabs are open on the top of the screen over here. For example, this tab shows us the path model that we have made here. This tab shows the report. Okay, so what does the report tells us? We have different results. For example, most of the time we're interested to see the validities and the reliability values, the discriminant validity values, and the collinearity values. So all of these options are available over here. In Smart PLS4, we do have the option to calculate on the toolbar, this blue toolbar, which is quite different from Smart PLS3 over here, right? Okay, we can also on and off this tools button. These are options that you can explore on your own, but mostly we're interested in calculating. Okay, let me zoom it. So for the calculate, I have actually almost the same options like the initial options, or most of the time that options that we are using are the same. That is PLS-SEM algorithm. By default, path is selected. Now this is something new that you can also use standardized data, unstandardized data, or mean center data, right? So I press the start calculation button, and what we see is here are the results. So by default, actually PLS opens the results if you click on the report button. But the interface is quite different over here. If I show you in Smart PLS3, basically if you are calculating the result, okay, not you're gonna do it over here. Okay, you calculate a result and you click on this button that open full report, the report will be open itself. But all the windows are basically shown in the tabs over here. You can just click on the tab, you can open the window, you click on the tab, you go to the path window, the report window, and so on and so forth. Where in smart pls4 these tabs are not available. What you have to do is that, for instance, if you uh, calculate some result and you uncheck this open report button, now when you start a calculation, the report won't open. You have to click on the open report button to see the report. When you see this report, on the left hand side all these options are available that were basically available in the bottom on smart pls3. For instance, all these kind of options like r square, f square values, all these results are available in smart pls3 over here, whereas in smart pls4 they are listed on the left hand side. You can also change this option, but this is the default setting, right? And what results you want to see, for example, you want to check the reliability and validity. These are the results. That this is how the results are shown in smart pls4. The tables are like this. They're a bit different in formatting, and the tables are like this, but basically I can see the options are same. You can copy them to excel format, you can copy them to r format, you can save them in html format, the whole result. This option is also available in smart pls3. You can save to html, you can save to excel, export to web, export to r, export to excel. Whereas I don't see the R button over here. Maybe it's not obviously, or maybe I can use the export option, but I don't see the R button over here right now, right? An interesting thing in the results of Smart PS4 is the graphical output. We can see the graphical output separately over here. And if you want to select the option like these path coefficients, matrices, list bar charts, total effects, indirect effect. Obviously, this is the PLS algorithm, so I'm more concerned about the quality criteria like R square, the F squares, and the construct reliabilities and validities, like right over here. In Smart PLS3, if I run the PLS algorithm and I have want to see the graphical output, I have to go back to the path model. In the path model, there would be a graphical output like this. Okay, let me switch off this uh, sidebar here, and the graphical output is over here. Whereas in Smart PLS4, you can also see the graphical output right in the result. If you want to change this model, right, you have to go back to the edit button. Okay, another thing that's important is that you can save the results. You can save this particular result will be saved, right? And if you want to edit, you have to go back to this edit button. You need to change some construct. For example, I want to add a mediator over here. So what I can do is that I can I want to add some kind of a, a mediator, or okay, I choose this life satisfaction, and for the multiple selection we can use the shift button. Okay, life satisfaction. I'm going to add another endogenous variable, and this alt X and alt C are the shortcut keys for the toggle close and toggle open the indicators, right? And for light satisfaction over here, and what improvements are in Smart PLS4 is that for alignment you have these indicators that are these two aligned or not, are these two aligned vertically or horizontally or not. This is something you won't find in Smart PLS3. Okay, I want to connect this, and this is what we can do while we are working on the path model, right? We're going to calculate. This time I will calculate the bootstrapping. What options are available in bootstrapping? By default, the confidence interval method is percentile bootstrap. If you consult the latest book of Hare et al., I think in 2020, they have suggested that percentile bootstrap is the better option for bootstrapping. Previously, if you look at the Smart PLS3, the bias corrected and accelerated bootstrapping was the default and most recommended option, right? And even now they have recommended that you should use 10,000 subsamples. Remaining things are, oh no, there is another difference is that you want a random seed or you want a fixed seed. If you select the fixed seed, every time this particular bootstrapping is going to run, it's going to give you the same option, right? The same results. So this was not available in PLS3. PLS3 always used to have a random seed. Okay, let me move back to PLS3 and see if I run a bootstrap here. First, let me add this variable indicators over here. So I actually kind of like of the option that was like the option that was available in PLS3 because whenever we have the graphical output, we can very easily change the model, but in PLS4, I find it a bit irritating to move, go back, press the back button, then change, then see the results. So this is, I think, the matter of habit because I have worked a lot on Smart PLS3 and it's now adapting to PLS4 right now. Okay, so life satisfaction. Okay, the same short word key, short key to of the indicators and add it over here and connect, and this is connected, right? And now calculate bootstrapping. So as you can see that bias correcting accelerated is the option, but percentile bootstrap is also available in PLS3 and you can increase the subsamples to 10,000 as well, right? And but the seed option is not available in Smart PLS3. In PLS4, actually, now let's go back to the result. We had that option bootstrapping and fixed seed or random seed. So to see the result, you have to press the open report button. If you uncheck this open report option, then you have to press the open report button to see the result. Here we can see the result. Once again, we have the graphical output. So when we have this graphical output, actually, let me see Alt X. Okay, Alt X. I'm actually pressing the Alt X button, but nothing is happening here. Okay, show indicators, hide indicators, show indicators, right? Okay, Alt C to show indicators, but once again nothing happening. Okay, I can do it like this. The path coefficients, right? Same option, confidence interval, bias corrected confidence intervals, total indirect effect, and actually these options are not much difference. We are not going to detail. The most important things that we need are actually same in Smart PLS4 and Smart PLS3. Okay, Smart PLS3, the results are basically calculated. I have to choose the select option and where, okay, now this is the report, right? So the path coefficient, confidence interval, bias corrected. The interface is different. The results are same. Uh, I had developed a liking for Smart PLS3, but I hope soon I will be able to, you know, get used to the interface of Smart PLS4 or maybe start liking it because Smart PLS3 used to look more like the web interface. This one is like, I don't know what it looks like, but maybe they have made it more efficient or something, or they found it to be more useful. I'm not sure about that. Okay, we can save the results, create. So these were the most basic options that I think we could have compared between PLS3 and PLS4. It's about interface, but it's not only about interface. Actually, it's about the functionalities as well. There are lots and lots of new features that you can find in PLS4 that were actually not available in PLS3. For instance, if we look at calculate option, okay, let me go back to the path model. Let me go back to the path model. Open the calculate option here. We have bootstrapping, blindfolding, CTA, important performance, PLS predict, multi-group analysis, permutation, and consistent algorithm. Here we can see that bootstrapping, actually this uh, CTA blindfolding is actually not more available. I think blindfolding is replaced by CVPAT over here, right? So this is something that you need to make note of, because as Smart PLS4 has evolved, there are some new model fits that we are going to discuss in some other videos. I don't want to go into much details. My basic focus was to um, compare both versions for those who want to upgrade from Smart PLS3 to Smart PLS4, right? Other than that, we are going to explore how we are going to carry out PLS-SEM, regression process, and CBSEM in Smart PLS4. These options were not available in Smart PLS3, so that is one of the reasons that we should be looking to upgrade into Smart PLS4, right? So thank you. This is all about this video.